Our guest tonight is the bassist for a band called Lawn Chair Crisis. They've been playing gigs all around the Michigan, Detroit area. These guys are so classic and original. You guys are going to love them. Please give a warm welcome to Mitchell Curley.
Hey.
Hello, my friend.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Good.
Awesome. So, your band is a lot different from a lot of the other local bands I've been seeing around the area.
Yes.
Seems like a lot of bands, they follow the tradition: guitar, backup guitar, bass, drum.
Yes.
And you guys do that a little bit differently.
Yes, we do. We are a ska band, so we have a 5-piece horn section. 2 trumpets, 2 saxophones, and a trombone.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
That is the part that I thought was cool.
Yes. Very cool.
Now, you play what instrument? You play bass,
I
right?
play the bass. Yes.
Awesome. You didn't start out playing bass, though, did you?
No, I didn't. I started out playing guitar.
Last time you guys were on our show, actually, it's correct me if I'm wrong. It was just you and the drummer.
Yep.
It was
yeah.
just 2 members.
It was just 2 of us. And I was playing guitar. And
Mm-hmm.
we were just trying to make something happen. So.
At what point did you switch to bass?
I started playing bass like 6 years ago. Out of a necessity. I was in a band at the time that we needed a bass player, and I was just like, sure, I can do that. There's less strings than a guitar. That's easy enough. But I've come to enjoy it a lot more playing in this band because the bass in ska music is treated almost like a lead guitar. So it's
really?
fun. Doing a lot of walking bass lines and stuff. It's fun. It's fun stuff.
You know, I've actually noticed on the video, like whenever you sing and play, you're almost like Geddy Lee. You're playing almost lead guitar as you sing.
Yep.
Is that hard to do and master?
It's hard at first, but lots of practice. Lots of practice. But, you practice enough, it just comes secondhand.
I see.
Yep.
Who was your biggest inspiration for the bass? Like playing the bass, learning it?
Oh, jeez. I have no idea. The guitar teacher I had when I started out, like taking one-on-one lessons, he always said, if you get the chance, learn how to play the bass because it'll make your guitar playing better. And it has. So I guess him.
Okay.
So.
That's cool. That's really cool.
Yep.
How do you guys, as a band, write music?
Because
there's so many instruments and so many different people, it seems like that'd be almost really challenging.
Well, lyrics come from, we have a lot of material that's original, and a lot of the lyrics come from our, kind of our front man, Jake, who plays guitar, and he writes a lot of the lyrics and a lot of the music. Eric's written 1 or 2 songs.
Eric's your drummer?
Yes, he's the drummer. And so somebody will come in with lyrics and an idea in their head of what they kind of want, and then, it'll just kind of be sitting around for an hour or 2 hours just like, all right, here's what I have. I want the horn to do something here, figure it out. I want the bass to do this kind of thing here, figure it out, And that's just kind of how songs form.
Cool.
So, yeah.
That's really interesting.
Yep.
Whose idea was it to merge the marching band in with your band?
The marching band, I like that. It wasn't really our idea. Ska is the setup that we have is like a traditional ska band, basically, minus like a piano and an organ, which would be in a very traditional ska band. But it really came from gosh, I don't even know. We just I was not a big fan of ska, and so the drummer and the guitarist called me up and were like, hey, tomorrow we're having some horn players come over and we're going to try ska or whatever and see what happens. And I laughed it off. I was like, yeah, sure, whatever, have fun with that. And then this came of it, and I was like, oh, I guess I should get on the train with this one. So it wasn't really our idea to merge it. It was kind of something that was already out there. We just wanted to try it. Okay. So, yeah.
The other band members, the saxophone and the trumpet players and everything, what was their impression on all of this? Did they want to be part of your band, or they just want to jam with you guys for a day? Or?
I have no idea, because I came late to the band. I was hanging out with the drummer Eric one day, and he told me, like I said, he told me, hey, I got some horn players coming over. We're gonna do a ska thing and just see what happens. I'm like, sure, whatever. I don't even like ska, so good luck with that. And they had 2 or 3 practices before finally, and they had made a Facebook page and had a really rough iPhone recording, and I listened to it and was like, man, that's really cool. So finally, I was like, "Hey, do you guys need a bassist? Because I'll do that." Like, kind of, I sounded stupid because at first I laughed it off, but I was like, I want to be a part of this. So,
Interesting.
So I have no clue what they thought when it first started because I wasn't there. So,
were you guys afraid for your first gig as a ska band? Like, were you afraid like the local crowds wouldn't go for this kind of thing, or
nah,
it was just
not
kind of
really
one of those things that you just decided to go for?
Yeah, and like our very first show there was another ska band there.
Oh, was there?
Kind of. It wasn't quite like ska like we play. It was more of like a classic rock band with like a saxophone and a trumpet player.
Okay.
Which I would still consider it ska, but I don't know if they call themselves ska. But yeah, they were there too, and they were somebody who've been a band that's been like playing a lot of shows. So we were kind of like, well, they can do it and they have fans. We can too. We just have more horns than them. So we weren't too freaked out.
Yeah, awesome.
It went well.
How do you know the guys, the horn section of your band?
I didn't when I joined the band. Like,
Oh, really?
I knew who they were because like I was in the marching band at school, so it was like, oh yeah, he's him and they're that person. But I didn't like know them, like, at a level at all of like friendship or whatever, and like, which is really cool because now like 5 months later, I've been having practices with them every week and playing a bunch of shows, and it's like this, they're all my great friends now. We hang out all the time. So
That's awesome.
yeah, it's very cool.
But I know that you play the French horn. Are you ever going to pick that up in the band and start?
Probably not in this band. That's, I don't know. I miss the French horn. It's funny that you say that. I was just thinking about that the other day. The French horn was a great instrument, and it helped my music theory a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And I would like to still play it sometimes. So I'm sure I'll pick it up down the road, but probably not for this band.
Okay.
So
Now, how many years have you been musically involved? 'Cause I know that you started very young age.
Yeah.
And you never stopped.
Yeah, I started playing guitar. We took lessons together.
We did,
Yeah.
yeah.
How old were we? We were like,
Oh
we were
my gosh.
young.
'Cause we were taking like the pre-quarter before
Yeah,
then too.
I was young. I was like 5, 6, 7 around
Yeah. Yeah.
there. So a long time.
So over 10. Oh, well over 10 years.
Yeah, definitely,
Oh,
definitely.
wow.
So a long time.
What was it that got you into music? Because when we're that young, it's not something you really think about. Was there that one thing that really just made you excel and be like, hey, I want to do this?
Yeah, I don't remember like a moment of like, all right, this is what I want to do. I just remember like always like thinking, I kind of stepped away from the guitar for a while after taking lessons, like after we stopped taking lessons together. And then like 2 or 3 years later, I was listening to the radio and I was like, oh man, that would be cool. Like I was listening to some song and there was like a solo or something. I was like, man.
Sweet Home Alabama or something?
You know what? It was that exact song.
There you go.
It was that song and the solo, the first solo in that song. And I was listening to it and I remember I was sitting in the car and I'm thinking, oh man, I want to do that. So I was like, hey, to my parents, so what do I have to do to earn an electric guitar? So I painted my whole basement in trade for electric guitar. And
That's awesome.
kind of how I got hooked. So.
Are you guys coming out with an album anytime soon? Like, is Lawn Chair Crisis going to be releasing anything?
We want to. We have a single up on our Bandcamp page.
What is your Bandcamp page?
lawnchaircrisis.bandcamp.com. Check it out.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a single up there just because we needed something to send out for to get shows. And we want to. We have enough material that we want to record an album, but it takes money. So maybe later in the summer, we'll see what happens.
Cool. Very
So
cool.
yeah.
Do you have any other gigs coming up pretty soon?
We have one later today. We have a
Oh.
grad party that we're playing. I
And
guess that
since this
counts.
show is filmed live, you guys should all go down there and
Yes.
check that out.
Yes. Yes, for sure. No, we have one in August that I know of, but we're constantly looking for more. We played the Pike Room last Sunday, which was cool in Pontiac. That was like the first club.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, that was the first club.
I
we've ever.
noticed that there were a few other bands before you guys, and everyone was just kind of there. This is the part that I thought was awesome about you guys, is there was probably 3 or 4 bands before Lawn Chair Crisis got up and played, and everyone just kind of sitting there like, yeah, this is cool, and the girls are just like doing this whole thing, and the guys are back there doing this move with their beer and everything, and then Mitchell's band gets up there. Oh, and by the way, the other people didn't even clap for the other bands. They were just kind of like, yay, whatever, that's cool. And then Mitchell's band gets up there, Lawn Chair Crisis plays, and already they're different from everyone else that's been up there. And the people start yelling with praise, applauding. They all get closer to the stage. They all just move right up there. It was great.
We have groove. You know, with the horns, we have that type of music that, you know, makes you listen to it and you can't help but move. You know, you can't help but, like, kind of, you know, even if it's just one of these things, you know, you can't help but listen to. If you're listening to ska, any ska, and not moving in some way, something's wrong with you. Get your head checked out.
I totally agree.
Yeah.
It would be really cool if you guys could play at like a dance or something.
Yeah,
and
definitely.
That would just be
definitely
totally awesome.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
you guys plan on doing something like that? Maybe like doing a dance?
You know, I've never thought about a dance. Really, I should look into it though.
You definitely should, because that would be.
Yeah, that would be cool.
That would be really cool.
That'd be very cool.
Sweet. Okay, so you said contacts and everything, lawnchaircrisis.bandcamp.com.
Yep.
You guys have a Facebook page?
We do. I don't know the URL. Just search Lawn Chair Crisis. We're probably the only ones on there. I know we're the only people on YouTube because I've searched it. We have a YouTube page. We're the only Lawn Chair Crisis on YouTube.
Oh, okay. What's your YouTube name? Is it just Lawn Chair Crisis?
Just Lawn Chair Crisis.
There you go.
Yep.
Simple enough.
Yep.
Awesome. Now, you gonna do a song for us?
Yes. Yeah.
What song is this called?
It's not one of the band songs. Because it's, you know, hard to get 8 people on to a show like this on one day. But
what? We're not big enough for you?
But
we're not popular enough for you? Is that what it is?
I guess, but keep working at it. You're
you
getting close. You're getting close. That was kind of insulting. I'm sorry.
Wow, no, it's okay.
But yeah, I am gonna play a song. It's one that like I've thought about doing with the band. It was very inspired by the band. It's got that like that upbeat like ska feel to it. So
cool.
Yeah.
All right. More with Mitchell Curley when we get back. Ladies and gentlemen, Mitchell Curley.
I'll take your pretty face and bottle it up. Save it for a rainy day when the storms just won't stop. Cause you make it bright, even when there's clouds. You make me laugh, even when I'm down. The Michigan weather can't make up its mind. That's okay, I've got my own personal sunshine. My own personal sunshine. I see the stars, even on a cloudy night. I don't need a telescope to look into your eyes. I like your hair, even though you say it's plain. But it reminds me of the rain and the way it falls in Spain. And in the fall, when the leaves hit the ground, I still need my shades, even when the sun goes down. The Michigan weather can't make up its mind. It's hot and it's cold, it changes on a dime. But I don't need that bright burning star in the sky. I've got you, you're my own personal sunshine. My own personal sunshine. A foot of snow, outside it's bitter cold, and I can feel the frostbite down on my toes. I'm around you and I feel your warmth, and I get a sunburn on the end of my nose. 40 degrees, but I still get a suntan, cause we're together, and I'll tell you what, that's grand. So I'll keep my golden brown year round, still use a vacation without leaving this town. The Michigan weather can't make up its mind. The glare off the snow so bright it makes me blind. But it's not coming from that fiery ball in the sky, it's coming from you. You're my own personal sunshine. Your laughter's like the breeze on a warm July night. It swallows me up and makes me feel alright. The weatherman says it's gonna storm. I'll call you up, we'll make rainbows in my yard. When I'm feeling low, my tears evaporate to clouds, and with them goes my fears and all of my doubts. Cause around you there's a sunset that's oh so grand, and it gets even better when I hold your hand. Now the emotional storms sometimes bring me down, but I know there's light on the other side of the clouds. The Michigan weather decides to make up its mind. It's too late now, I've got my own personal sunshine. My own personal sunshine.
Curley, thank you so much. That was awesome. You can check his music out at mitchellcurley.bandcamp.com. Also check out lawnchaircrisis.bandcamp.com. Thank you so much, everyone. You have a great night.